We started off the day coming out of Hooked on Panama, fishing with Brian and George and Mata. So we take off. We're heading down here to get some bait. I'm having to do a voiceover on this because the mic on the camera wasn't working very well. So we run down here. We get some bait from one boat. Mata's bringing it around here in a bucket. Be able to see it here in a minute. Some little blue runners that we'll use. Those there. That's all that guy had. So we're going to run over to this other guy over here, and we'll get um, a little more. This is Brian's boat. It's a 28-foot center console with twin 225, I think Yamahas. There's some of the bait we've got. So we'll get some more from this guy, and then we're going to head on out and start trying to find these elusive tuna. So take off, give you a little idea. There's a little storm here in front of us. You can see on the horizon there, but it's a beautiful day. It's 80-some degrees, and we got George at the helm. Brian sitting back, keeping an eye on things. As you can see, that boat just screams along. So when we're out here, we're looking for a couple things. We're looking for debris. Okay, here we go. We found some debris, a log there. And what we're looking for at the logs is there's big fish hiding underneath there, eating the bait fish that are also hiding underneath there. So we're looking maybe to pick up some dorado, the mahi, or maybe a tuna, or maybe something else. So we cast on that one for a little bit, and we're showing bait fish. See the bait fish here underneath? And you looked off the side, and we can see the bait fish in the water. So Mata takes my camera, and he holds it down under the water, and you can see these fish. They're just everywhere. So it makes sense why these fish grow so big here in these waters. Look at that, fish everywhere. These are the same kind of bait fish we have in our tank, and the ocean's just full of them. So that's how these mahi grow so big. So George cast out over this one deal here and picks up something not very big. It comes in. It's actually an amberjack, which I guess are pretty good eating. This one's not very big, but shows there was something under there feeding. So now part of this time, I don't have any way to hold this camera while I'm catching. So here, see these birds. This is what we're looking for. The birds are diving in the water at the bait fish, and you'll see porpoises. Right there is one. And when you see the porpoises, you know there's tuna underneath them. There's another one there. So we start casting here, and real quick, both me and George hook up. I got to throw my camera down here in a minute, and so I can't show catching a fish, but I can show. See, there's another tuna right there, and so it's just crazy. They just start. The fish start out of nowhere. So this is the fish I caught. Mata just landed it, and I'm still trying to. Yeah, I got my pole there in my hand, and the camera in the other hand, trying to. And George is hooked up on one there too, and these fish are so strong. So when Mata tries to dispatch mine, George is trying to get his up to the surface as well. So this fish of mine, it's jumping all over the place. He's having a hard time keeping hold of it. Brian comes to help. See there, I'm trying to get my line out of his way so he can do his job. So Brian comes over to help gaff George's fish. George is Brian's son. He came down for a few weeks fishing from a little break from college, I guess. So this is the Pacific Ocean. So we're fishing to the east of Puerto Miras. There's Brian coming up there to gaff it. You'll see the fish here in a minute. There it is. So when we saw the birds like that, if there's no porpoise or dolphin with them, they're feeding on well, what are they called? Bonito, which are a smaller tuna-looking fish. And so we found some of those, and somewhere here coming up, I'll show you. We caught a few of those, but we caught them for bait, for trying to catch some. Here they are, right here. Oh no, that's not right. He's Mata's just cleaning up the mess. See, those are the two first fish we caught. And he's just doing that. Now it's Brian's turn. Brian gets onto a real nice tuna here. Um, and takes a minute here, and we'll get it up. And these are super strong fish. So George is trying to gaff it here, and it comes up. Looks like it's all done, and he grabs a hold of the line, and this fish is far from finished. As you'll see here in a minute, it takes off um, straight down, and it's all you can do to hold on to the pole. And these are heavy. These are only 6.5 foot poles, and they're heavy duty. It bends them right in half. So eventually he gets it back up here, and we get her gaffed. We ended up catching 6 of these. I only got 3 of them on video. I ran out of battery power, and I still learning this process. But we'll get her figured out in time. So here, I think, yeah, here's these bonito, and these things are pretty nice little fish in their own right, but just use them for bait. And see, right behind that open door there, they got some things called tuna tubes. So Mata takes his fish off, and we end up catching like 6 or 8 of these, maybe more, 10 maybe. And they're apparently good eating. But anyway, he sticks them head first in these tubes that have water pumping through them. So it keeps them alive. And then you rig those up and use that as live bait for the big tuna. Now here Mata is going to show us real quick how to clean them. He cleaned everything for us, and we put them in bags on ice, got them cooled down real fast before we got back to before the day was over. When we got back to hooked on Panama that evening, everything was cleaned and on ice and ready for taking home. But I sped this up a little bit. It does take a little time, but anyway, he cuts out these beautiful fillets. The top piece is called the loin, and I think we had some pictures on Facebook or Instagram of the first meal we cooked with this, and it's fantastic. Just cuts off these big fillets. He just lays them out there on the back of the boat. Then he takes the skin off. Well, here, this deal here is while we're waiting for some more tuna action, we're trolling for marlin. Didn't hook anything up. I think we had 1 bite, but we're trolling at like 9 knots for these marlin. You just scream across the water, and everything's on top. This is okay. We kind of finished up for the day, and these are these are shrimp boats off the coast here that come out of David. And Monta says that they love tuna because they don't have tuna to eat on these boats. So we're coming up. We're going to try to trade them a tuna. But anyway, we couldn't. They were pulling their nets in, and they would have gave us a whole cooler full of shrimp if we could have. So maybe next time. So we're heading back in. It's the end of the day. Coming back and hooked on Panama. Sun's going down. Great day of fishing. Anyway, thank you, Brian, and we'll show you more next time we have the opportunity to go out with these guys.